Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be creating a video player and a video uploader using React and Node.js. So for example, when I click any of these videos, it's going to take us to whatever video we click on, and here you can see there's more information about the video. You can see the description, the title, and also when I click the video, it's going to be playing. When I hover on this seek bar, you can see the players will show. Okay, when I double click, it's going to open the full video. When I double click again, it's going to go to the small screen. You can kind of click at any point of the video. You can move around this bar. Okay, and as you can see, we have a nice seek bar here. So we're going to use Video.js to play the videos, and then we're going to be styling it to make it look nicer than it is when it comes out of the box. Okay, so yeah, that's the functionality to play the video. Let's see the functionality to upload the video. Okay, so let's go back to the videos, and then now let's try to upload a video. So here I'm going to select a video that I'm going to be uploading. Okay, I'm going to select this. I'm just going to select a random video here. I'm just going to say nice Warzone double. Oops. Warzone. I don't know, double kill. Okay, and then you can kind of add a random description. Okay, and then we're just going to upload the video. So when we upload, as you can see, the video is showing here, random description. We can press play. We can play the video. Okay, it's a nice double kill. And yeah, we can also restart the video after it's finished playing. Okay, and we can still go back to the videos. Let's upload 2 more videos. I'm going to select a random video. I'm just gonna say long snipe, long distance, snipe. Okay, so that's the short description I'm gonna give, and then I'm gonna upload the video. As you can see, now the video is here. I'm just going to click this one and copy the description. This is me playing, by the way, Warzone. I used to play Warzone before, but now I don't play it anymore. Okay, so now I'll upload 1 more video. I'm just going to paste in the description, and then I'm going to, I don't know, let's say crazy car 98 snipe. Alright, so now let's upload. As you can see now, I can play this video. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the main functionality of today's video. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. If you want to request a specific video, you can let me know from the comments. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the video. So let's start by building our server. Just open the workspace you want to work in. I'm just going to create a new folder here. I'm just going to name it backend. So this is going to be our server. And then I'm going to go to the terminal. I'm going to go into that folder. Okay, so now in here, we're just going to run npm init. Okay, so just press enter. So the entry point, I'm just going to do app.js. You can use index.js if you want. Okay, so now we're going to install some packages that we're going to be using for the backend. Let's install npm install. We're going to install cores. We're also going to install express .env. We're also going to install mongoose, and we need nodemon, and finally I think we need Multer for. So Multer is a middleware that allows us to upload some stuff like files, like images or videos. So let's install this for now. Let's create some folders. I'm gonna do db folder. and then models, also controllers, and then we're going to have routes. We're also going to have, I think, let's have a public folder as well, public. So make sure the spelling is correct. So public, public. I think that's it for now. If we need any folders later, we can always add them later. I'm going to create an app.js. This is our entry point. So here we're going to, so first off, let's create a server. Actually, let's do require. We're going to require express. Okay, express. Just make sure the spelling is correct. Express, and then here we're going to say const app, and then equal to express. I'm going to turn off VS Code, Copilot. Okay, so let's start by creating a basic server. I'm going to create a function, const. You can name this function whatever you want. Okay, so it's going to be an arrow function. So here I'm going to do app.listen. We're going to listen to port. Okay, so we need to create a port variable. It's also going to take in a callback function as well. Okay, so here we're just going to do a COG. Let's do server is listening to, and then here we can just say port. Okay, so whatever port number. So we haven't created this variable yet. Remember, we've installed .env. So what we need to do, let's import some stuff that we're going to be using as well. So let's require cause, and yeah, so here for the env we're just going to do require. So here we're just going to do .env, which we've already installed .env, so we're going to be able to have access to the environment variables. .env.config. So let's create a .env file, .env, and then here we're going to do a port variable, and then we're going to set that to 8000. We're going to be using port 8000. You can use any number you want here, but don't put 3000 because we're going to be using 3000 for the front end. So here I'm going to create a port variable. I'm going to do const port equal to we're going to do process process.env, and then port, or we're going to set that to 8000 if it doesn't exist. Okay, so let's start our server. So we're just going to call this function server. So to run this, we're just going to do npm start. Okay, start, wrong name, start. I cannot type. Start. Okay, so npm start. We don't have this command yet, so we need to go to our package.json. So here, instead of test, we're just going to create a start script, and then we're going to be using nodemon. So nodemon, and then app.js, which is our entry point, and then let's save. Okay, so hopefully npm start should work. So npm start, now it's saying you're listening to port 8000, so our server is working. So that's the basic configuration of our server. So in the environment variables, we need to also connect to put a Mongo URL for our variable. I'm going to deactivate Copilot. So I'm going to put a Mongo variable here for our database connection. I'm going to do Mongo. You can call it URL or whatever. So Mongo, and then URL, and then here you go to the MongoDB. You should have created a cluster, and then just go to connect here. If you have a project created, if you don't have a project, just create a new project and then copy the connection. So copy this, and then you paste it here, and then here you just put your password. Okay, so I'm just going to put a placeholder password that I'm using for now, and then I'm going to regenerate a new one later. So don't use this one, the one I'm using right now. This is just a placeholder, just to show you how to do this. So just replace your password with your own password, or you can generate a new password. as I've done. I've generated a new password. So now we have the URL. So let's go to the DB. Let's do DB connect.js. So here we're going to do a database connection. We're going to create a function for the database connection. So we're going to require mongoose. So we're going to require mongoose. We're going to exports dot let's do db connect or connection equal to, it's going to be async. So that's a function, async function. Okay, so here what we're going to do, we're going to say mongoose dot set, and then we're going to say strict query. We're going to set that to true. Okay, and after that we're going to do the connection. We're going to do await, and then we're going to do mongoose dot connect. So what are we going to put in this connect? We're going to do process dot env, and then we're going to access the mongo URL, whatever you've named it. So we're accessing the environment variable. Okay, and then we're going to do a dot then. It's going to take in a callback function, and then here we're just going to say cog and then db connected. Okay, and then we're going to catch. It's going to take an error callback function, and then here we can just cog error. Okay, or you can say there was an error, whatever. So now I'm gonna save. Let's go to the app. Before we listen to the port, let's do db connection. So make sure you import db connection like this, and then you call the function. So now let's save. You should say db connected down here. As you can see, db connected, that means we've successfully connected to our database. Okay, so now what we need to do, since we've already connected to our database, let's do some middlewares here. I'm going to do middlewares. That's the wrong spelling, by the way. I cannot type. Middlewares. So in here, we're going to do app. We're going to do app.use. We're going to do the cause. Okay, so we don't have trouble accessing our server. App.use. So the one we're going to be using is cause. Okay, and then after that, we're going to be using app.use. We're going to do express.json because we want the data to be in JSON. Okay, that's it. So we have that. So by the way, to test our API, I'm going to be using Insomnia or Postman. You can use anything you want, Insomnia or Postman. I'm going to be using Insomnia. Okay, so now let's start by creating a route in the route folder. Let's do video routes.js. So in the video routes, in here we're going to require, actually we can just say const router equal to require. In here we're going to require express, and then we just say dot router because we want to access the router. Okay, so now we're going to have access to this router in this variable. So here we can just say router dot, let's do get. Let's say when we get to the home page, it's going to take in a callback function, request, and then response. When we get to the home page, let's just do response to send. Let's do hello world. Okay, hello world. So let's export this. So let's do mojo.exports. Okay, and then we want to export the router. So we want to access the router in the server in here in the app.js. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this dynamic. We don't need to export the routers, to import the router every time we create a new route. So here, let's make it dynamic no matter how many files we create in here in the routes. We're just going to use the redirectory synchronously from the fs. So we're going to import that. So here we're going to say const read directory sync, and then here we're going to say require, and then fs, the fs module. Well, okay, we're distraction, we're getting the read directory synchronous from the fs module. So down here Well, I'm just going to say routes. So I'm going to use reducing to access whatever is in the routes folder. So let's say we have multiple files. So I want to access all those files. Okay. So we're going to read those files one by one synchronously. So after that, we're going to map all of the files. Okay. So I'm going to name the each one route. You can name this whatever you want. Route. Okay. And then we're going to do after use on each after use. So we're going to have an API, a prefix API, and then yeah, actually it should be slash API. Okay. And then after that, we're going to do require. Okay. We're going to require the routes folder. And okay, so we do routes and then slash, and then we're going to add the route, each route. Okay. Okay, perfect. So now let's save. Okay, everything seems to be working. So let's go to the Insomnia to see if it's working. If we go to localhost 8000, so make sure you put whatever port number you're using in here, and then let's do a get request. Okay, cannot get because the home page, is because we have a prefix, it's called API. Okay, and then now let's do a get request. As you can see, now it's saying hello world, so that means it's working. Our endpoint is working. Okay, so let's start with creating a middleware for posting a video. Actually, in here, let's create a new folder. Let's do middlewares. Okay, and then let's do video upload. You can name this whatever you want. So I'm just gonna name this video upload, video, and then upload. Okay, .js. Okay, so now with the middleware, we just need to do the functionality. So we've installed Multer. So here we're going to require that Multer, and then we also going to require the path. Okay, so this is a built-in module. Path equal to require, and then path. Okay, and then now we actually need to use a package called UUID for unique IDs for the video. So every time we create a video, we're going to generate a unique ID. So I'm going to do npm, and then we're going to install UUID. Okay, so here we're going to say const UUID equal to require, and then here we're going to do UUID and then .v4. We're going to be using version 4 v4. Okay, so now we're going to define a destination where we want to store the file. So in this case, we're going to store our files, like our video files, in the server. Instead, if we were using like Cloudinary or Amazon, we'd have to use the Amazon SDK to do upload videos to the Amazon cloud. But in this case, we're going to upload to the server. So here I'm just going to say destination directory. Okay, so here we're going to create a const storage variable, storage equal to Multer.disk storage. Okay, it's going to take in an object. So the first thing is going to be the destination. Okay, so here it's going to be a callback function. It's going to be a function, and then the first thing is going to be the request object, and then we're going to do file, and then the callback function. Okay, so now in the destination, the other thing that we have in here is file name. File name. Should complete this automatically because I'm not putting a comma. So you put a comma and then you do file name. Okay, so the file name is going to be exactly the same thing as here. Okay, so let's start with the destination. So here I'm going to do if file.filename, file.filename, actually it's field name, equal to video. So whatever file we upload equal to video. Well, we are going to say const root directory, okay, equal to path. So remember, we've installed the path. It allows us to work with the path. Okay, it's the built-in module from Node.js. So in here, we're going to do directory name, dir name, and then here we're just going to do require, and then dot main dot file name. Okay, so that's the root directory. And then down here, we're going to say callback function cb. So the first argument is going to be null. And then here we're going to do path to join. Okay, so root directory, the main root directory. And then we're going to save everything in the public folder. So we're going to do public. And then we're going to concatenate with, with the videos folder, which we haven't created yet. We need to create that, videos. Okay, so the path is going to be the main root directory, public, and then videos. That's where we're going to save our files. Okay, so for the file name, I'm going to do const video extension video ext equal to, we're going to do file, whatever file we upload, and then mime type, and then we're going to do split split. Okay, so we're gonna split with the slash, and then we're gonna do the first one. Okay, so, and then we're gonna do a callback function cb, copy this cb, and then the first argument is going to be null. So I'm going to prefix the videos, whatever video we upload, I'm going to prefix them with a video, okay, and then underscore. So that's the prefix of what any video we upload. So you can put a prefix like this and then add a new date here. You can do a new date, okay, but in this case I don't want to add a date. I'm just going to add a random ID. Okay, so I'm going to say const id equal to uuid, like this. Okay, so I'm just going to add a random ID on whatever video we upload. So we're going to prefix this with the video and then add the ID. Okay, so it's going to be like video ID plus the extension. Okay, so after that we're going to do plus dot, okay, so dot, let's say, and then plus extension, which is like mp4, whatever extension you're using. Okay, so video ext, like this. So it's going to be video prefix plus the ID plus the dot, whatever, you know, extension we're using. Okay, that's that. So that's it for the storage. That's how we're gonna upload the video to the server. So now we're just gonna filter. Okay, so const file filter equal to, so it's gonna be take a request object, and then it's gonna do a file, and then it's gonna do a callback function again. Okay, so file filter in here, we're gonna say if mime type is equal to m4 video mp4, video mp4, we're just gonna do callback. Okay, we're just gonna do null for the first object and then true, and then else in here we're just going to do false. Okay, all right, so that's it. So now we just need to export these. So we're gonna do exports, and then dot video upload, video upload. Okay, video upload. So here we're going to do Multer. So we're exporting this middleware, and then we're going to export the storage, and then we're going to export the file filter. All right, so now we've exported those. Let's file filter, file should be file filter. Okay, like that. So now we've exported the middleware. Let's go to the app. Let's go to the routes, to the video route. So in here, let's do to upload a video, let's do upload. You can name this route whatever you want. I'm just going to name it upload. Okay, so let's make it a post request because we want to upload something. Post. Okay, So we have post. So here we're just going to get that middleware, which is upload. So here we're going to specify what type of file we want to upload. So in this case, it's going to be a video. Okay, and then it's going to be video upload. It should be actually dot single, because we're doing a single file, and then video. Okay, so now we need a function that allows us to add the video. So let's go to the controllers. Let's do Video.js, and let's create some models first. Let's do a video model. Video model.js. Okay, you can name this model whatever you want. Okay, so we're just going to require mongoose, and then we're going to create a schema. So const video schema equal to mongoose dot, it's going to be new. Actually, we're going to create a new schema, a new instance, new mongoose dot schema. Okay, so here we're going to specify the properties. So we're going to do a title. You can do any properties that you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is title. The type is going to be string. Okay, so that's the type, and then we're going to do trim. I'm going to set that to true, and then we're going to say required. I'm going to set that to true as well. Okay, so you can add as many properties as you want. So in this case, I'm just going to paste in the rest of the properties. Okay, so we have description, and then video URL. So this is the part of our video when we're accessing the video from the front end. So this is where we're going to save the URL of the video, and then here the file name. Okay, so we're going to allow timestamps. So I want to know what time, like when the file was created or when the video was created. Okay, so it's going to be timestamps. I'm going to set that to true. Okay, so every time we create a new video, we're going to see when the video was created, or every time we update, we're going to see whenever we update the video. So that's what timestamps does. Okay, so we're going to do module.exports, and then here we're going to say model mongoose, and then we're going to export the model. So here you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to say my videos. You can name it's like a table of videos, so you can name this whatever you want, or you can say videos, and then we're going to do video schema. Okay, now I'm going to save this. So now we have a model. Let's go to the controllers for the video. I'm going to import the model so we can use it. So here I'm going to say const, let me see, video schema. Okay, we're just going to require that. Let's do video schema. So here we're going to do dot models, and then video model. Okay, so now with video schema, so I'm going to create an add file. Let's do module. No, let's do exports, and then dot add video. Okay, so we're going to do a request object and then a response. Okay, so let's make it this synchronous async. So in here, so for the video path, we're going to say const. Actually, to add a video, let's try something first. So for the video, we're going to, let's try without a path first, actually. So let's do title and description first. I'm going to say const. Okay, so, let's try uploading first, actually. Let's try upload before we add video. Let's test our upload middleware. Let's go back to video upload, not video upload, to the routes. So here, after that, let's do a callback function. Let's do request, the response, and then let's do video. Oops, response to send, and then let's do message, and then video uploaded. Okay, so now in the public. I'm going to create a videos folder. Okay, so this is going to be our destination where we're going to save the videos, the ones we upload. So post, let's go to Insomnia. So to post, let's make sure this is multi-part form. So change this to form. So if you go to Postman, you need to change that to form. Okay, so we're going to put a form, and then so the API, so the endpoint is upload. Okay, and then we need to add the video. Okay, so to add a video, here let's change it to file. Okay, so here you just I'm just gonna name this video, and then you just have to choose file. I'm gonna go to the another screen so I can choose a file. Whoops. Okay, so let's choose a file. Okay, so now I've chosen a file. So let me send to the upload. So make sure it's post. So it's get. Let's change the method to post. So let's do send. Nothing happens because we're not running our server. So we need to do npm start. Okay, I need to get rid of this page. So now let's do another post again. Send. Okay, so it says the directory. So there's something wrong with the directory. Okay. So okay, so there's an issue with the directory. Videos. Let me see. There's no such file. Backend, public. Okay, so I missed a slash, as you can see here. Public, so there should be a slash somewhere. So let's go to the upload middleware. So public. So this one, there should be a slash. Okay, so after public, there should be a slash here, like this. Public. All right, so now let's go back to Insomnia and let's do send. Okay, as you can see, video uploaded. So now the video is here now in the directory. As you can see, the prefix is video, and then a random ID, and then a .mp4 at the end, file extension. So our upload is working. So now what we need to do, let's do the add functionality now to add the whole thing, like the title, the description, and everything. So let's go back to the controllers and work on the add method function. So now in this function, I'm gonna say const. I'm gonna do title. Okay, so I'm gonna get a title and I'm gonna get the description from the request.body. Okay, so request.body, because we're going to be sending this from. Okay, so now let's do module. Actually, we're exporting this already anyway, so now let's go back. Let's do cog. We can cog the title and then the description. Okay, so let's go back to the routes and let's do the add function here instead of doing this, and then add video. So make sure you require that you import it, and then let's save. So there's an issue, unexpected. Nah, this one is wrong. Okay, so now let's go to Insomnia. Here we need to do description, and then we need to add a title, add, and then title, and then let's do test title, and then I'm just going to say description, and then let's try to send again. Send. Okay, so in the console, as you can see, there's a title and description, test title and then description. Okay, we're getting that from the request body, so we need to send that to the database. Okay, so to send it to the database, we're going to be using the schema we created. Okay, let's go back to the controllers. So in here, we're going to create a new video, a new instance, const video equal to new, and then video schema. Okay, so here we're going to send the title, whatever we put, and then description. Okay, and also for the file name, file name, you remember we've created a file name field. So in here we're going to do request dot file name. Okay, so when we're sending a file in the request, so we're accessing the request file. Okay, request dot file. For the text and description, it's coming from the requester body. For the file, requester file, and then the file name. Okay, and then for the video URL, here we're just going to do video path. We don't have this variable yet, so we need to create the variable in here. So we're going to say const video path. So we need to the database, we need to send where the path of the video is. Okay, video path equal to request.file path. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. So let's do cog request.file. Let's see what we get when we send the file. So we're console logging the request.file. Let's go to Insomnia. Let's send this. So here, as you can see, I'm gonna close this. So as you can see here, the requested file, we can see there's a path, there's a file name of whatever file we're sending, and the destination. Okay, so here what we're doing, the path, we're just getting the path. Okay, the requested file path. All right, so that's how we are getting the video path, and then we're just sending that, okay, to the database as well within this video object we created. So now what we need to do, let's do try catch. So try catch. So in here, what we were going to do, we're going to do await. Okay, we're going to save the video. Okay, save. We're going to do video.save, actually video.save. We're going to save the video, okay, in the database, and then we're going to do response.status. So if the status is 200, which is okay, if it's good, and then we're going to do JSON. So here we're going to send a message. You can choose not to send this message if you don't want to. Message, let's do video uploaded successfully. Okay, and then you can just send the video. Okay, so now let's save this. Look, for the error, we can do response status 400. Okay, so in here you can just say message video upload failed. Okay, failed, and then you can just send the error here. All right, so now let's save. Hopefully we should be able to send this to the database. Okay, before we do that, let's do a get. Okay, let's do get. We need to get all of the videos. So get, what I'm going to do videos, route videos, get. So here let's create another function. Let's name it get all videos. You can name this whatever you want. So exports dot get all videos equal to request response. Okay, so in here we're going to do try catch. Okay, so we're going to say const videos equal to video schema. Let's do it should be asynchronous as well. Async. So here we're going to do video schema, await, and then video schema, and then dot find. We're going to get everything. Okay, so we're just going to do an empty object, and then here we're just going to do response to status. Okay, so the status, if it's good, 200, and then we're just going to do JSON. You can put a message. Okay, actually I don't want a message in here. I'm just gonna return the videos. Okay, that's it. And then let's do copy this for the error. I'm just gonna put an error. You can put a message if you want to. That's entirely up to you. All right, actually I'll put an error. All right, so now we have the get method to get function to get all of the videos. So let's go back, and then here we're gonna do get all videos. Okay, so make sure you import get all videos from the controllers. So now let's save. So we should be able to send. I'm gonna say test title number 2, description. I'm just gonna put some gibberish, and then now let's send post. Okay, it says upload failed. Let's see what's the issue. Description, title. Let's see. Let's go back to the controllers. All right, so let's see what the issue is. Request a file path. Let me try to COG the video. So COG. Let's see what's in the video. Okay, so now let's go back to Insomnia. Let's send again. Okay, so upload failed. The video is uploading, the video is working, so that means there's something wrong with the function. API upload. Let's go to the routes. Okay, so that's for uploading. Add video. Console log. Okay, so here's the video object, and the URL is there. Okay, so let me see. Get a video. So this should be status 400. So await video to save. Oh, the video is fine. The video object here, everything is fine. Seems to be fine to me, but for some reason we're getting an issue. Send again. Let's try to do a get request. Let's do get. Let's do videos, and then let's send. Cannot get videos because the spelling is incorrect. And now let's get videos, get. Okay, so there's an issue. Respond to status. It should be status here. I had an incorrect spelling. Status. Okay, so now let's go back to Postman. Let's try to get. As you can see, now we're getting our data from the database. Everything is working fine. Everything was being uploaded, but like the status, was wrong the way I spelled the status. So yeah, everything is fine. As you can see here, everything is fine. So now we can upload the videos, and the path is correct. If I were to copy this path, I would open the video. Okay, so where is it? This path, this whole path, if I copy it, it would open the video. So yeah, so everything is working. So that's it for the server section. So the next section, we're just going to work on, on playing the video. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the server section. I'll see you on the front end section. I have already created the front end app in the same, working space as the back end. So make sure the server is still running. So in the front end, there's nothing. I haven't done anything here. I'm just going to delete a few files. Just leave the index.js and the app.js. Delete everything else. We're going to be installing. Make sure you're in the front end directory. npm. We're going to install. You can use any styling you want. So in this case, I'm going to be using style components. Okay, so styled components. You can use CSS modules or Sass. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so we are going to also install Video.js because I'm going to be using Video.js. Okay, I'm going to explain why we're going to be using Video.js, and then we are also going to be using, I think that's it for now. We can install something else if we need anything else later. Okay, so while that's installing, I'm going to create a global style.js. Okay, so actually I think we're also going to use React router DOM. So we're going to npm install React router DOM. Okay, so React router DOM. That's what we need for now, React router DOM, and then let's just install that because we're going to be doing some routing. So it should be DOM, not some. Okay, so in the global style, we're going to import create global. Import create global style from style components. From styled components. All right, so here we're just going to say export const global style. Okay, we're equal to create global style. Oops. Create global style. Here I'm just going to do basic page resetting. I'm pretty sure you know how to do this already. Just resetting the padding and the margin. And then I'm going to set the font family to Roboto. You can go to Google Fonts and download the font. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to the body. I'm going to set a background color to red just to see if it's working, if font some components is working. So let's go to the index and configure the global style. Okay, so make sure you import global style, okay, from global style, so we're going to be able to use style components. So run npm start. So in this case, I'm running a final project side by side, so I'm going to run this on another port. Okay, so this is the final. Okay, so now it's loading. The background color is not red because we need to clear some things in the app.js. So let's clear everything out, everything in here, the imports, and save. Let's go to the index, clear this, and the index CSS as well. We don't need that, and then save. So as you can see now, style components is working properly. The background color is set to red. So that was only a placeholder. I'm just going to get rid of that, and I'm going to set a different background color, and also set the font size to 1.2 rem by default. Okay, and I'm going to target all of the anchor tags. I want to do text decoration to none, and then a color of white. Then I'm going to target button input. I think text area. Let's do font family. We're going to set that to inherit, and then font size, let's set that to inherit as well. All right, and I'm also going to set outline to none, and then I'm going to save. Okay, by default, the button input and text areas, they won't have these properties. So I'm going to close the global style. Let's go to the source. You can create a new components folder if you want. Let's do that actually. Components, and then in here I'm going to create videos component. videos.js. So in this component, we're going to be getting the videos we're going to render the videos. Okay, I'm going to create a functional component. Here I'm going to say const videos styled equal to styled. So make sure you import style components from style components. It's going to be a div. It's going to be like a container. All right. So I'm going to replace the div with video styled. Replace this. Oops. Don't know what's going on. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. For some reason, it doesn't allow me to go back. Okay, so now, perfect. So now let's save. I'm just gonna say h1 videos, and then let's go to the app. And then here we're just gonna render the videos component. For some reason, there's no auto completion. I'm going to import videos from components and then videos. Okay, so I think there's something wrong. I need to restart my VS Code. So the auto completion is not working. I'm going to restart it again. New window. It happens sometimes. It just stops to work. So I'm going to restart the server. Okay, I'm running a lot of things in the background, by the way, so that's why my PC is making a lot of noise. I'm going to go cd backend, and then let's do npm start, and then I'm going to go to the open another terminal, cd frontend app, and then I'm going to do npm start. All right, so that should work as well. So now we're back. Okay, so now what we need to do, let's create a context folder. Actually, I'm just going to save the context. Yeah, let's create a folder actually for it. Context. And then I'm going to create a global context, global.js. Okay, so in the global, that's where I'm going to create some global context, some state for our app. Okay, so I'm going to say import. When I import React, I'm going to create const global context equal to React dot create context. Okay, so now with the global context, I'm going to create a function for the global context. Okay, so the function, I'm going to name it global provider, and it's going to take in the children, which is our entire app. Okay, so the children, that's our entire application. So we need to wrap the app with the global. Okay, children, it's going to be an arrow function. Here we're just going to return. Oops. So here we're going to return the global provider. Okay, so we're just going to do return global.provider global context. Okay, so global context and then the provider, and then the value for the state, let's say hello world, just to see if it's going to work. Hello, and then yeah, that's it. And here we're going to do children, which is our entire app. Okay, so I need a function for us to be able to use this context. So I'm going to name it use global context. Okay, so this function is going to allow us to use this context. Here we're just going to say return, let's do react dot, and then here we're going to say use context, and then what context are we going to be using? So we're going to be using the global context. With this function is going to allow us to use the global context. So let's go back to the index. So remember, the children is our entire application. So the children here we're do global provider coming from the context, and then the children, which is the app. Okay, so now as you can see, make sure you import global context. Let's go to the app, and then here we're going to say use global context. Okay, I'm going to put that into a variable. I'm going to say const g for global. I want to see the state. I want to access the initial state. I'm just going to say g, which is hello, just to see if it's our context is working. So let's go F12. As you can see, we have access to the context. It says hello here. We can create initial state in the global here. Okay, so let's do the initial state. Let's create a variable in here. Let's do const initial state. It's going to be an object. So for the initial state, I want to do videos. By default, I'll leave it as an empty array. Okay, and then let's do loading. By default, I'm just gonna put that to false, and then let's do video. Actually, we're not gonna use video. I'll leave video for now. Yeah, let's just do videos for now. Videos and loading. Okay, so if we need anything else in this initial state, we'll edit later. So that's for the initial state. We're going to use create a state using a reducer coming from React. So here we're going to say const. Here we're going to say state and then a reducer. Actually, this is a dispatch function that's going to allow us to dispatch actions. Dispatch. Okay, and then here for the use reducer. It's going to take two things. So the first thing is going to be the reducer function, and then it's going to take in the initial state. Okay, we're going to perform some actions to change the state. Okay, so we don't have this reducer function. What you can do is you can create a reducer function in a separate folder called reducers. But in this case, I don't waste your time. I'm just going to create it up here. I'm going to say const reducer equal to, it's going to take in, so the reducer is going to take in two things. So the first thing is going to be the state, and then the second thing is going to be the action. Okay, state, and then it's going to be action. All right, so by default we need to return something here. Let's return state. Okay, so here you can do a switch. You can switch between the action type, or you can just do the basic if else if you want. It's up to you. So let's do switch. So here we're going to switch action dot type. Okay, we haven't done this any actions yet, but I'll show you. Okay, so now let's save. So now we have the reducer. What's are we going to do first? So first, let's start by getting all of the videos. Okay, so I'm gonna say get videos. I'm so terrible at typing. I'm not really good at typing. So videos. So I'm gonna say const get or videos. So my days, videos. I'm not good at typing. It's going to be an asynchronous function. Async. So here we're going to say we're going to do try catch. Okay, so here we're going to do const response. We're going to be using the fetch API. Okay, so it's built in. You go to await. We could have used Axios to make this easier, but this is just a basic project, so fetch is fine. And then we're going to do fetch. So here we need to put where we're going to fetch the data, the endpoint. So the endpoint for us to fetch the data, I believe it's localhost 8000. Okay, so 8000 and then API and then /videos, and then here that's where we're going to be fetching the videos. Okay, so let me double check. Let's go to the backend and then let's go to the routes. And yeah, videos is the endpoint which allows us to fetch the video. Okay, I'm going to close this. Okay, so now we can fetch the video. So here I'm going to say const data equal to await. Okay, so response.json. Okay, so let's actually see this data, what it is, cog data. And let's do a use effect. Okay, so on initial render, on initial render, I want to fetch the videos, okay, on initial render. So I'm going to put an empty dependence array. That means it's only gonna render once. So on initial render, get all the videos. I'm going to fetch this, get all the videos on initial render, and then we're going to console log the data. Let's save. Let's see what we have. Okay, as you can see here, we have an array with 3 items. Okay, so here it says we have an array of videos. Okay, so as you can see, it's working. So now what we need to do to access the videos, we're gonna do data.videos, I think, like this. Let's save. As you can see, now we have access to the array. Okay, so here's our videos. So what we need to do is create an action and then dispatch the data. So let's create an action. I'm gonna do the variables here. You can do like a separate folder, a separate file, and put your actions in there, but I'm just gonna do this to make it easier in the same file. Actions. Okay, so the first action, let's start with loading. So I'm gonna say const loading equal to loading. That's our action. And then the second action, I'm just going to name this set videos. Okay, set videos. Okay, and then I'm going to create one more action, set selected video. All right, so these are our actions. So now we have the loading action and then the set videos. So down here, so we need to dispatch an action. So the action that we're going to be dispatching, for that one, we're going to dispatch the set videos. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the console. I'm just going to dispatch, okay, which is coming from the use reducer. The dispatch function allows us to dispatch the actions. So here, type, excuse me, type is going to be set videos. That's the action. And then the payload is the data that we want to send. Okay, so we're going to do data and then dot videos. All right, so we have we're dispatching the data, the payload. Okay, so we need to access the payload in the reducer so we can change the state accordingly. Okay, so in here for case, let's do case. For this one, it's going to be set videos. Case set videos. Okay, and then we're just going to return. We're going to return an object. Okay, so we're going to return the previous state. Okay, so previous state, and then we're going to change. Let's set the loading actually to false as well. False. Okay, and then videos. Okay, so let's set the default. All right, actually, let's do case. Let's do default. For the default case, we're just going to return the state. Okay, so we just want to do return state so we don't get the warning. Okay, so here I'm going to change the video state. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to it's going to be it's an array. Okay, video state, I want to say action. I'm going to map all of the videos because I want to change the URL of the video. So, but actually I'll show you what this does. Let's do action.payload. Action.payload. Okay, so action.payload. So the action for this one is set videos, and then we're getting the payload, and then set that to the state, changing the state here. So let's do also case loading. Okay, so for case loading, we're going to return. For loading, we're just going to return the previous state, dot state, and then loading, we're going to set that to true. Okay, and then here, after we get the data, the loading is set to false. All right. So I'm going to save that. Okay, save. Now returning state. Okay, so now what we need to do, let's save. Let's go to the, make sure you have installed the React tools. Okay, so the React developer tools, so make sure you install that. And let's also make sure we have access to the state down here. Instead of yellow, we're going to send in the state. I'm going to spread the state value. State. Okay, we're going to be using the spread operator to spread all of the state values, like videos and other values we might have later. Okay, so we're going to be destructuring the state values as well later on. So here we're going to send a lot of some functions as well. I'm going to save. So let's go to the React developer tools, components, click global. Now, as you can see now, the videos, we have 3 items because we've done we've dispatched the payload to the, and then changed the state based on the action. Okay, so there is our videos. Okay, so now if I go to the videos, if I go to the video URL, this is the URL of the video. It's not going to allow us to play the video using this URL because it's coming straight from the local from the local file system. I'll show you why it's not going to work. So first off, let's create another component. Actually, we have created the component called videos. So here we're going to say const, let's do use global context, and then I'm going to get the videos. Remember, we're exporting the state, and then here we can destructure the videos. Okay, the videos, to make sure the spelling is same as the state value videos. So in here we just need to map through we just need to map all of the videos we're getting. Okay, so video styled. So in here I'm going to say dot videos container, so videos container. In here let's map all of the videos. So we're gonna do videos dot map. Okay, so I'm going to get each individual video. Okay, so here we're just going to return, a video dot video div. Okay, so in here I'm going to pass in, so for the key it's going to be a list. Okay, so key, we want to say video, and then dot, we're accessing the ID. Okay, or you can destructure these properties if you want. And then we're going to have a video, and then the source is going to be the video.url. Okay, so we have the video, h4, and the p tag. Okay, so let's save. As you can see, we have 3 items based on each video. Okay, for some reason, not allowed to load local resource at this location. So the only reason this is for security reasons, we're not allowed to load this directly. So for us to get around this, we need to save the video files or whatever files, let's say images or videos, from the server. So we have, let's say we can have the URL like this, and then like public, and then videos, and then video name like this, and then access the video name like this. So this is the best the way you can get around this issue. Okay, so you cannot like directly access it like this. So we need to go back to the server and save our static files. So let's go back to the app.js, so we can save the static I can say the static files. Okay, so here I'm just gonna say save files static files. Okay, so to save the static files, we're going to use the use again, app.use. Okay, so here we're going to use the public directory. Okay, so the public is where we want to save, is the folder, the root directory, which we want to save the the files. So everything in the files, we're going to be able to save those static files, everything in the public. Okay, so public, and then here we're going to do express.static. Okay, and then we're going to do path. So make sure to import path. Okay, like this, path, and then we're going to do path.join. Directory name, which is the public directory name, and then here we're just going to do public. Okay, so now we're saving the files. So now we're going to be able to access the files using the URL of our server. Okay, so what we need to do is to update these URLs. Okay, the video URL from this to something like localhost 8000 slash public slash like this. Okay, we want to start from here, and then the remaining from before the public should be localhost 8000. So we've already saved the files, static files. So now we need to change the URL. Let's go back to global. So now we're mapping through we're like changing the state to the payload, but I want to change the URL to whatever name that we saved the to the server name, to the server name, and then the name of the directory that we saved our static files. So I think it makes sense if I do it here now. It makes sense as we do it, as we go. So now we're just going to map. Okay, so we're gonna do the dot action dot payload, and then we're going to map every video. Okay, so because I want to change the URL of every video, that's why I'm doing this. The spread operator. Dot payload video. Make sure the video is not defined. Should be action.payload.map. Okay, like that. And then it's going to be like this, callback function. All right. There should be, I think, like this. Oh yeah, nice. So now we're just going to return new object. I'm going to get the previous values, and then here I'm going to change the URL, video URL. Okay, so we're going to do localhost like this, 8000, localhost 8000, and then we're serving the public folder, and then we do slash public. Okay, and then we do slash, and then videos. Okay, so public, and then with the videos folder, and then slash again. We're going to do video dot file name. Okay, video dot, actually it's like this, video dot file name. If you remember, we've added a file name property on our schema. Okay, so here on our model, when we're modeling, we've added a file name property, so we're going to access that on each video. So now we're gonna do videos and then the file name. So there's so many items, that's what we're mapping. So video, and then dot file name property, file name. Okay, so now let's save. So let's go back to the developer tools, global, and as you can see now it's changed. Okay, so this is the file name. Okay, so this is the path that we've defined. Okay, so that's the oops, I don't know what I did. So this is the base path. Okay, localhost 8000, and then we're serving the public folder, and then the public folder we're accessing the videos, and then the file name, but we're mapping through. So we each individual video file name is going to change. Okay, so as you can see now, we have access to the videos. Okay, we only have 3 videos for now, but you get the idea, you get the point. We have access to the video. So now let's style this video component. Okay, so let's go back and style this. Okay, so by the way, when I click this video, I want to go to the whatever video we click on. Okay, we're going to do that later actually. Now let's just focus on styling this. So I'm going to get the videos container. I'm going to display a grid as a grid container. So the minimum width, I'm going to set that to 350 pixels. Okay, so we're going to display grid, and then I'm going to give it a padding, and the minimum width of 350 grid template columns. Okay, I'm going to save. Okay, nothing works because we haven't styled the video yet. Okay, so let's style the video. Let's do .video. I'm just gonna do a transition on the video and then give it a border radius of 15 pixels and a width of 100%. Okay, so in the video, I'm going to target the video element. I'm going to set the width to 100% and then the height to auto and the object fit to cover. All right, and the border radius as well, 15 pixels. Okay, so as you can see, nothing happens yet. I'm going to inspect to see what's going on. Inspect app, videos container, video. For some reason, I don't know why it's empty. Inspect. Okay, it's there. For some reason, I don't know why it's blank. Okay, I'm going to refresh this. Okay, never mind. Let's keep styling and then we're going to see why it's not showing. Let's do H4. I'm going to give it a color and a padding and a font weight of 500. So the padding is top and bottom set to 0.5 rem. And then for the P tag, I'm going to give it a color, white, opacity of 0.8 and a line height. Okay, so let's save. Okay, so it's still not showing, which is weird. Videos container, opacity is set to 0. Okay, it's not showing because we've set opacity to 0. Okay, so we need to animate this. We're going to animate opacity, the opacity property. So let's go back and let's do at keyframes and animate this at keyframes, and then let's do fade in. That's the animation. So at 0%, I'm going to animate the opacity. So 0%. The opacity is 0, and then scale is set to 0. Okay, because I want to scale from 0 to 1, and then at 100%, the opacity is back to 1. Okay, opacity is back to 1, and then the scale is also back to 1. All right, so I'm going to do the animation now. So here the animation property is, it's going to be the animation name, fade in, 0.5 seconds, ease in and out. Okay, and then let's save. Okay, but the animation is working, but it's disappearing because it's not, preserving the state at 100%. So to preserve the state, we're just going to do forwards. Okay, so after it animates, it's going to stay now. As you can see, it's working nicely. Okay, so that's for the video. So we've styled the styles nicely. Let's see what we need to style now. So let's go in the app. Okay, so let's start styling in the app in here. So let's do const app styled equal to styled. Make sure you import styled from style components like this. Import styled from style components, and there's going to be a div. It's going to be a div. I'm going to copy this styled, copy, and then put it here. Okay, so now in the app styles, I'm going to give it a padding top and bottom 3 RAM, 18 RAM left and right. So as you can see, it looks nice. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do a header, an h1. Okay, so I'll do it above the videos. I'll do h1, and then I'll just say video uploader. I'm going to give it a background color of a gradient and a color of white. Okay, so I'm going to target the h1, give it a background color, this color here to this. Okay, so this color is going to cover 40%. I'm going to save. As you can see, this is the green color is going to cover 40%, but I wanted to, only wrap to cover this, the text only. Okay, I want to also clip this background color to the text. So we're going to be using the WebKit background clip to text, and then I'm going to do display inline block. Let's do display inline block actually first to see what that does. So it only wraps around the text. As you can see, the gradient is only wrapping around the text. Now let's do WebKit background clip, and then set the text fill color to transparent. Okay, let's save. So as you can see now, we have the gradient. What I'm going to do now is I'm also going to say left 50%, and then translate x minus 50%. Okay, so the only reason it's not centering now is because we need to set the position attribute. So let's set it to relative. Okay, as you can see, it's now centered. Video uploader. Okay, perfect. So now when we click on each video, we want to open the individual video, like, in a separate, like here, when I click, it's opening the individual video. We can play this. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We're going to be using React router for that. So in the app, let's set the React router. Here, let's import a few things. We're going to be importing browser router link from React router DOM. Okay, actually we don't need the link, we need the browser router. So we need to make sure we wrap all of our app or wherever we want to route, so with the browser router. So let's do browser router and then wrap the app. Okay, wrap the app with the browser router. So now we've wrapped with the browser router. We also need to do the routes. So after the h1, let's do the routes. It used to be called switch, but now it's called routes. So we're going to route. So route, route. We're going to, what happens when we route to the home page. So I'm going to set the path to be slash the home page, and then the element that we're going to be rendering when we reach the home page is going to be the videos. Okay, videos, that's the element that we're going to be rendering. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to say videos, and then slash id. So this is going to be a param of id. So whatever video we click on, it's going to have an id. Okay, so we want to route to a new element called video player. We don't have that component yet. We need to create that component, video player.js. Okay, so we're going to be routing to the video player component, create function component and export. Okay, so in the video player, we're going to be using Video.js to do the video playing magic. But first, I'm just gonna say leave it like this, and then I'm going to do here video player. Okay, when we click, it's going to open us the video player. So what we can do is to see if the ID changes. Okay, so because we're sending the ID within the params, so let's go to the video player. Here, to access the ID, we can do say const. Let's distract the ID from equal to use params. It's going to be coming from React router. So here, video player, and then here I can just pass in the ID. Okay, so hopefully when we click, it's going to change. Okay, ID. So now for us to click the video, we need to go back to the videos. Video player, videos. Okay, yeah, we're in the videos. So when we click, we need to make sure we have link in here. Link coming from Rex router DOM. And then I'm going to cut the key and put it here because we're going to surround the video with link. Okay, because we want to click each individual video we're mapping through. That's why we're surrounding with link. And then it's going to route to it's going to go to it's going to go to videos. Let's do template literal. It's going to go to videos. Okay, and then make sure we have a slash here as well. Videos, and then the ID. Okay, so the video ID, and then we're going to get that ID from using the params, using Rex router DOM params. Okay, and then I'm going to close the link, and then I'm going to surround the video with the link, and then I'm going to this should be return should be here. Perfect. Now I'm going to save this. Save. So now, oops, this is the original. So now, oh, something going on with the animation. Let me see. It doesn't feel smooth, actually. Okay, I will fix it later. I don't know why it's not feeling smooth. Anyway, so now let's click each video. As you can see, it's weird. Something's wrong here. Video object. Why is it an object? Video player ID. We're distracting the ID from the params. Oh, because if I go to the videos, this one should be video because the video is it's like an object. So we need to pass in the video ID. Video.id. Okay. Now save. When I click, I'm going to refresh this. Let me go back to the home page. Yeah, now I'm going to refresh. So when I click, as you can see, the ID changes to the video we click on. Okay, it's changing. The ID is changing. That's what we want. Okay. So, as per the component, we're going to be rendering the video player. All right. Let me go back to the home page. Okay. The video player, for some reason, is showing 3 items. I don't know why it's showing these 3 items. Videos, ID. Okay, so routes. Okay. We'll fix it later. So now, video player. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'll go back to the home page. Oops. Okay. I don't know how I open this. I'm gonna cancel this. Oh, video player component is here. For some reason, I don't know why this is rendering. Videos container. This shouldn't be rendering at all. All right. Videos, that's for the home page. And then the video player. For some reason, I don't know why the videos are still rendering. Videos container. This is strange. Anyways, we'll see what's going on later. Let's keep going. So now let's work on the video player using Video.js, shall we? So for Video.js, let's create a Video.js component. video.js, actually video.js like this, and then .js. So make sure you've imported Video.js. So now in the Video.js, we're going to import a lot of things. So basically, I'm just going to paste in the boilerplate that's coming from Video.js to set up this. So you can just go to the Video.js documentation and read the documentation. So this is the documentation that I copied from, Video.js to connect with React. Okay, so you can just, read the documentation if you want to, but this is the boilerplate on how to, make it work. So now the Video.js, let's in the video player. That's when we need to, do the video player and customize the boilerplate. So in here, we're doing the params. Let's do videos. So let's do use global context. We're going to get the videos const equal to videos. Okay. So we're going to do some refs. I'm going to create a video container ref. Okay, so make sure you import use ref from React router, not React router, I mean from React. So now let's do style components const video player styled equal to styled. It's going to be a div. So just don't forget to import style components. Okay, copy this. I'm going to replace this. Okay, I'm going to create a div dot video container, and then I'm going to give it a ref, which is video container ref. Okay, because we want to access this element. So here I'm going to get the Video.js, the component we've created. Okay, Video.js, and then options. So here we're just going to say video. I cannot spell video options. And then I'm going to say on ready. We're going to create some, I'm going to paste in also the on ready method, the boilerplate that is coming from Video.js, on how to set this up. So instead of player ref, we need to create a ref for player ref again. So create a ref. So we have the video container ref and then a player ref. Okay, so we also need to import Video.js from Video.js. Okay, so import Video.js from Video.js. So now so we have the player, which is this one, and then we need to get this function on ender player ready, and then here we're going to do a prop called on ready, and then we put that function in there, and then let's close it. So we don't have the options yet, so that's what we need to create. Video options. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this. Video options const video options. So this is going to be an object. So here we're just going to specify what options do you want on our video. For example, what buttons do we want on our video? Okay, so in this case, I'm going to set autoplay. I'm going to set that to false. Okay, so autoplay, and then controls to true. I'm just going to paste in the rest of the properties in here. Always show controls to true. Okay, so you can, check what properties you can put in here. So it's up to you. And then I'm going to do sources, which is our videos, like the source of the videos, like, the link, the URL. Sources is going to be an array. Then we're going to do src source, which is going to be video. So what we need to do actually, since we're getting the ID, we need to find the ID corresponding to the video we click on. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to say const video equal to videos dot find. So we're going to find a video corresponding to the ID that we click on. Okay, so vid, and it takes a callback function, and then we're just going to return video vid, okay, dot id, vid dot id. If it matches the ID that is coming from the params, okay, that's the source we want to open the player with. Okay, so here I'm going to say video, this one here, video the URL. Okay, so here we're just checking if it's null or undefined. Okay, and then we're going to do dot video URL, so we don't get errors. So if it's null for undefined, we're going to get a lot of errors with Video.js. Okay, so in here we're going to say type, we're going to set that to, we're just going to check if it's video / mp4. That's the type of the video. Okay, so now let's save. Hopefully this is gonna work. Okay, so now as you can see, we have a play button here. Okay, so yeah, when I click play, it's working, but we have a default player. So each video I click on is going to be the active video, and as you can see, the ID is changing. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why it's showing all of these components here. That's strange. Okay, so we're going to do some customizing later. Let me just check to see. Let me go to the app.js to see why, for some reason, it's showing. Okay, route, videos ID. This is very, very strange. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we have browser router, routes, and route. We're using all of them. Okay, so let me see. Oh, because I forgot to remove videos here. We're still rendering videos. There it is. I didn't realize it's still there. Okay, now I've removed it. So now, perfect. So now, as you can see, the whole is working. Okay, so I need to go back, and we need a way to go back actually, to click a button from here and go back to the main page. Okay, so when I click, perfect, it's working. So we need a way to go back to the main page. Let's go back to the videos. Okay, so here we need to find a way to go back to the home page. Let's do a link. Okay, so video, actually on the video player, that's when we need to go back to the home page. Okay, so we need a link in here. I'm gonna say dot back, that's the div, and then I'm going to do a link. It's coming from React router DOM. Make sure you import that, and then we're going to route back to the home page. Okay, I'm just going to put in an icon in here. Make sure you import font awesome. you install FontAwesome, you can get from the CDN. Just type FontAwesome CDN and then copy the link and put in the public folder in the index.html. The icon I'm going to be using is the arrow left, and then I'm just going to add the text code back to the videos, back to videos. Okay, back to videos. So that's the text. Okay, I'm gonna save. So as you can see now, it says back to videos. I can go back, I can click and go back. All right, so now let's focus more on the styling. Actually, after the video, I'm going to add video info dot video info for the video, and then we're going to have an h4 and the description of the video. Okay, so there it is. So yeah, I'm just going to check if it's now, if it doesn't exist. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the styles and then let's start styling. I'm going to give it a width of 100% and then do a fade animation, the one we've created before. Okay, so the animation is fading, is in and out. We haven't created the animation yet, so we've done this animation before. I'm just going to copy and paste the keyframes for that animation. Okay, I'm going to paste the keyframes right here. Okay, I'm just going to leave it all the way down. I'm going to style the back, so I'm going to do dot back, the container, the div, and then I'm going to give it a margin top and bottom. I'm just going to set that to 1 rem. Left, right, I'm going to set that to 0, and then I'm going to target the icon, and then I'm going to set the font size to 1.4 rem to make it slightly bigger. And then I'm going to select the anchor tag. I'm going to give it a color of white and then a font size color white. We could have used some variables for the colors. That's entirely up to you. Okay, and then font size, let's do 1.2 rem. Actually, I think that's the default font size anyway. So we're going to display flex and align items to center and give it a gap of 1 rem, and then give it a transition. Okay, because we're going to hover and give it a color of I think it's a purple color or blue color, I can't remember. So there it is. So when you hover, it's actually blue color. Okay, so yeah, it looks pretty good so far. So now let's do the video info. So when I click, which is this purple thingy here, so that's the video info. We need to style that. So I'm going to collapse, then dot video info. So for the video info, I'm going to do display flex, flex direction to column, and then justify content to flex start. Okay, so where is it? Flex start like this. And then I'm going to give it a background color and a padding of 1 rem. Okay, like this. There it is, but the background color is not showing for now. I don't know why. Let's set it to red. Video info. So make sure the spelling is correct. So there it is. There's the video info. Okay, so I'm going to give it a width of 600 and margin 0 auto to make sure it's centered. So 0 top and bottom, and then auto left and right to center this, as you can see. And then I'm going to give it a border bottom left radius and border bottom right radius of 10 pixels. All right, so as you can see now, there it is. Now I'm just going to style the h4 within the video info. I'm just going to give it a color and a font size of 1.8 rem color, and then we're going to style the p tag. I'm going to give it a color and a margin top of 1.5 rem, margin top, and a color of white actually, and opacity of 0.8 to make sure it's not too bright. Okay, so there it is, test tight or whatever. So now there it is. Okay, perfect. So now what we need to do, let's style video container. Okay, as you can see, this container here. So as you can see, this one is like nicely styled. It's like custom. It looks custom. It's not that custom, but yeah, let's try to style that, the video container. I'm gonna collapse this. I'm going to do this dot video container. I'm going to say overflow. I'm going to set that to hidden. Okay, because when I hover, as you can see, it's going to go down. I want it to be hidden, the overflow. I don't want it to come out. Okay. All right. So before I do anything, I'm just gonna select the video element. I'm gonna give it a width of 100% and then height of auto, and then actually doing the transition here. Okay, save. So perfect. So now what we need to do, I'm going to inspect this thing. Inspect. I believe it's code progress. No. So it took me a while to style this. So VJS control bar. So you need to select the class name, Video.js control bar. Okay, so select that, the class name for the control bar. Video.js control bar. Let's start with some other things. Actually, let's start with the current time. Okay, we need to show the current time. Currently we're not showing it, so let's go back to the options and show the current time and the end time. Okay, so let's go here and start the control. Let's do the control bar. Control bar. It's a property called control bar. So here it's an object. Okay, so the control bar is going to have children, and then here we can specify what children do we need. So we need the play toggle, so we can toggle play and pause. Okay, and we need some other properties. I'm just going to paste the rest of the properties. The only reason we didn't create a custom property, custom player, it takes a lot of time to style that, and also to do the functionality. It will make the video very, very, very long. Okay, so that's why we didn't do a custom player. Okay, so now nothing changed, nothing much changed, but as you can see now, the duration is showing the end duration, but there should be a start duration. We haven't shown that yet. Okay, so after the children, we're going to do duration, and then display. Okay, so the duration display, we're going to say time to show duration. Okay, and then you can look up these properties from Video.js documentation, and then we're going to set countdown to false. Okay, so by default we won't see the current and end duration, the one that we just added. So the display is set to none by default. So it took me a while to figure this out and try to style this. So go back. So the class name for that, for it to show for the duration, we're gonna target video .js, video /js, no slash, I mean dash js, and then it's code .vjs, and then duration, and then display set to block because it's set to none by default. Okay, and then copy this with duration, and then we have current time. So these classes are coming from Video.js. Current time. Okay, and then we have the current time and the duration. I'm going to duplicate this, and then we have the VJS time divider. Okay, and then we save that. We also need to import some styles actually up here that are coming from, so we can have access to these classes. Okay, so we're going to import the classes, the styles in the Video.js. I think we've imported them already. Oh yeah, the styles are already imported here. Okay, We also need to import video control quality levels. I think we might need to use those. Where is it? Video.js, video player. Let's import this, the Video.js control quality levels. We might use them later. Okay, let's save to see what we have. So when I play, as you can see now, we have the current duration and the end duration of the video. So this is the effect. These are the properties that I'm looking for. I want to get rid of this one here. So here, as you can see in the final one, we have the current and the end duration. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. Let's go back to the styles. So it took me a lot of time to try to customize this. Okay, so you can spend as much time as you want trying to figure out what styles you want. So let's start with we've done the divider. I'm going to do an icon. I'm going to change the color of the icon. Okay, so VJS icon and then placeholder. Change the color of the icons. Okay, for example, I can set this to, let's say, red. Okay, so as you can see, the icons are red. So that's how you access the icon colors here. Okay, so the size I set that I set it to 24 pixels. That's for the icons. Okay, so I'm going to, when I hover on the progress bar, I want to say progress control hover progress folder. So this is how you select it on hover or focus. I'm going to set the height to 8 pixels. Play. Okay, as you can see, when I hover, the height is set to 8 pixels. I want to get rid of this round thingy, the white round thingy. So I'm going to say progress folder. Okay, by default, this progress folder, I want it to be 5 pixels for the height, border radius. Actually, I'm not going to give it a border radius. The height, 5 pixels. And then transform and transition. And then when I hover, I want to set it to 8 pixels as well. Okay. Perfect. Now, I'm going to say Video.js. I'm going to position. Actually, let's start with the. Let's start. Let me see. Let's start with this this whole container here. Okay, and let's give it a height. Let's give it a height and a background color. Okay, so the class name for that is called control bar. Okay, so let's do control bar. I'm going to do display flex, justify content, flex end, give it a background color and a height of 70 pixels. Okay, and the color is going to be like a dark color. As you can see now, the color is dark. All right. Box shadow, I'm going to give it a -1 pixel on the Y, and then 3 pixels for the blur, and then an RGBA, and then a transition. And then on hover, the progress control, I'm going to do a margin top 2.5 rem. So you can play around with the styles for this one. It took me a lot of time to play and copy these classes to try to find out which class I need to style. Okay, it took me a while to do that. So as you can see, by default, it's down here. Okay, and when I have it comes up. Okay, so now let's do the progress control. Okay, which is the progress bar. Progress control, I'm going to do position absolute with 100%, top 0, and give it a height of 20 pixels, which is this thingy for the progress bar. Okay, as you can see, the progress bar is down here now. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So on hover, when you have the button and on focus, I want to change the color to white. Okay, so the progress, I'm going to give it a color, a background color. It's going to be like close to white color. Okay, it's really close to white. Okay, but I want the background to be purple. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the circle thing I was telling you about for the slider. Okay, as you can see, it's no longer there. That circle slider control thing, it's gone. Okay, so I'm going to change the slide bar color to white. It's not really white, but it's close to white. And for the progress, I'm going to say progress. I'm going to give it a purple background color. So load progress and then div inside it and give it a purple color. As you can see, it's now purple. Okay, so you have to mess around and find these class names. You can read the documentation, or you can inspect to see what element you want to style. Inspect and look for the class name here and style that element. Okay, and then I'm going to do a slider handle. I'm going to set the color to a white color. Okay, perfect. And let's do the volume panel. I do a margin right of 10 pixels for the volume panel, and then I'm just going to copy all of the volume styles. Okay, copy, paste. So we have the volume panel, the volume level, this height is 5 pixels, and I'm going to do video slider, the volume level, and I'm going to get rid of some styles and then display to none. Okay, I'm just gonna paste some classes here so you can inspect each element and style them accordingly. So that's what I did. Okay, let's keep going. So finally, I'm going to paste the volume panel horizontal and give it a width. Okay, and the direction, width and direction. Okay, perfect. So now we just need to do a few things. Oh, there should be I think there's an issue somewhere. What's going on? I'm gonna inspect. Oh, my whole machine just froze because I'm running a lot of things in the background. Okay. I'm going to close this, actually exit page. I'm going to copy this, open this on new tab. All right. Okay, perfect. So now let's style these icons. Okay. So for these icons, let's go all the way to the top. Okay. So before the so VJS control bar. So let's start holder. So here we've done the progress holder. So after the progress holder, we're going to say Video.js. We're going to position all of the button top 37 pixels, 37% from the top. Okay, so as you can see, the buttons are like down here now, 37% from the top. Okay, so we also need to space these buttons out all the way here. I'm going to say Video.js.video, Video.js. Okay, so in here I'm going to select a few. I'm going to set the font family, and then I'm going to select the full screen control, and then I'm going to set the percent to absolute. Okay, which is this full screen button. It was here, now it's set here. I want to put it all the way to the end. Percent set to absolute, and then I'm going to set right to 0 for the full screen control. Okay, right, I'm going to set that to 0, so I want to be at the end here. There it is at the end. Okay, so you have to kind of inspect and try to see what styles you want to what styles you want to style. And also the picture control is set to % absolute as well. I'm gonna set the right to 40 pixels. So there it is. Okay. And now I'm going to get the time control, which is this two here. We need to position them as well. I'm going to give it a padding of 0, and then top I'm going to set that to 26%. You can try to mess around with the values to find the values you want. And then I'm going to select a span within it, and then give it a font family, opacity of 0.8. As you can see, there it is. It's coming up slowly. After that, I'm going to target the play control. Because it's a flex item, I'm going to say order to 1, because I want to go order one by one. So I'm going to start order 1, 2, and so on. Okay. So the play control, I want it to be at the start, order 1. We're going to order them one by one. And then the current time, okay, the current, let's set that to order 1 as well, and give it a font size and a font weight. And then a time divider, I'm going to give it an opacity, top 20%, position relative, margin 6 pixels left and right, font size 1 rem. As you can see, it's coming up slowly. And then I'm going to target the duration. So for the duration, I'm going to give it order 3, font size 1, and font weight to 6500, and the opacity. Okay, as you can see now, there it is. So it's coming out slowly. So now we need to fix the volume. Okay, so the volume panel, I'm going to do position absolute, and then right 75 pixels. Okay, so there's the volume panel. All right. So the volume panel is at the right side. I'm going to set the top for the volume horizontal to 47%. So now, as you can see, this bar now is now 47% from top. Actually, I'll set that to 44%. Okay, I think 40. Let's try 40%. Okay. Let's do 41 or 42. Okay, you can kind of mess around with these values to see which one, is nice. Okay. Yeah. So now let's try the volume. Okay. So we didn't set the background for the volume yet. So now when I play, it's working nicely. So everything is fine. Okay. So I've been doing this for like an hour, 17 minutes. So now, yeah, the double click, it goes to full screen. Okay, so when the video ends, it's going to restart. So yeah, this is how I want the progress bar to be. After a few seconds, it's gonna fade in. So when you hover, the play comes out. Double click, and then you can go back. Yeah, it's working so far as we intend. So now we just need to fix the volume background, and then that'll be it. Okay, so for the volume, I'm going to inspect this. For the background, for the volume, I can't remember what background I've used for that. VGS slider handle. Okay, so volume control. Volume control. I need a volume control slider bar. I think that's the class. Volume. I'm gonna paste this. Let's see. Okay, so now it's purple. So as you can see, the background of the volume is now purple. The class is volume control VGS slider bar. The background, okay, it's now purple. All right, so now it's working as we want. So now let's focus on uploading the file. Let's upload the file using Frontend. So let's create a new component. Let's do upload, like upload.js. It's going to be React functional component and export. I'm just going to close everything for now. Upload. Actually, before, let's go to the app. We need to create a model. I'm going to get rid of this global. So I'm going to do const, and then let's do model, and then I'm going to do set model equal to useState. Make sure you import useState from React. By default, it's going to be false. Okay, so we want to have a model when we click the upload button, and then we're gonna upload. So I'm going to create a div. I'm gonna say dot upload. Okay. For the upload, I'm just going to have a button, and then I'm just gonna say upload for the button, and then on click, we're just going to change the state of set model, the state to true. Okay, to true. And then I'm going to have an overlay in the app.js in here. I'm going to say dot overlay. Okay, so it's just a div. We're just going to post in absolute this. So for this one, when on click, we're going to do a callback function as well, and then we're just going to set model to false. Okay, when we click, we're going to close the model. So this overlay, let's type that. We're just going to set the position of absolute, position to absolute, and then actually it's fixed because I want it to be fixed, and then top left 0, width and height 100%, and then the upload is just display flex and flex start. Okay, so there's the model. It's open now because it's open at the moment. It shouldn't be open by default. So set model to false. On click, set it to true. Okay, the only reason it's open because we need to say here if model is open, that's when we can render this element. Okay, so now when we click, it's opening. Okay, it's toggling the model. So now what we need to do is create, we just need to create a model. Actually, we just need to create an upload function component which we have created. So I'm just going to do model, then and upload. So if model is true, we're just going to render the upload. So here we're going to do const upload styled equal to styled dot div. All right, copy, paste. All right, so in the upload, we're going to have a form. So we're going to have a form. What else are we going to have? Let's do an h2. Let's do upload video, and then let's do a form. So for the form, for the action, we're going to do API / upload, and then our method is going to be post, and then we're going to do enc type, and then it's going to be multi part form / form, because we're going to be sending form data. form data. Okay, and then now finally let's start adding our elements. Okay, so we're going to do input control. So here we're going to have a label. So this one is gonna go HTML for title. Let's do title, and then we're going to have an input. So type is text. And then name is going to be title. A placeholder is going to be enter title, and then the value is going to be title. We haven't created the value yet, but we haven't created a state. And then on change, we're going to say handle text change. Okay, so this on change is going to be dynamic, so we only need to create on change once, not for each single input element. So here we're going to say const handle, what did I name it? Handle text change. Okay, so handle text change. We're going to get the name as well as the event. Okay, so name, event, name, event. Okay, so for the handle text change, we're going to say if name. So remember, the name we're getting is the name of the input, which is this one. So this one is title. Okay, if name equal to title, if the name is title, I'm gonna say set value. I'm gonna say set title, which we haven't created. So const, let's create a state for the title, and state for the description, and state for the video. Okay, and state for the label, and state for the loading. Okay, so we have so many states that we need to create. So we have video, which is null by default, title, description, which is an empty string, and then the label by default is saying upload your video, and then loading state. Okay, so here now we're just going to say set title to e.target.value. Okay, and then otherwise we're just going to say else. It's going to be the description. We're just going to say else set description to e.target.value, like so. Perfect. And then let's save. So down here we need to duplicate the input control and do a description, but for the description it's going to be a text area. Okay, so on change, handle text change, the name is description, id description. Okay, so also I just want to make sure the name and the label matches as well. Name, label, id matches. The value is description, which is coming from our state, and then on change we handle text change. Here we're just changing here the state, getting it from the input. Okay, so let's see if this works. So click upload. It shows, but it's not really showing, is it? So we need to change the z index for that. So let's set the position to fixed as well. Position fixed, and then z index, let's set that to 5. Okay, so let's click upload, inspect. Let's go to the developer tools, components, click upload. As you can see, the state is empty. Let's try to enter title. The state is changing for the title, it's working. As you can see, it's dynamic, it's working for the description as well. Perfect, that's what we need. So now we've added the text area for the description. Now let's add the input control for the upload. Okay, and then it's going to have a class name of input control, and then upload container, and then we're going to have a label code upload video. It's for video, And then in there, we're going to have inner input class, a div. Okay, it's a div, inner input. And then here we're going to have a label. Okay, label. I'm going to paste in the label. So for the label, so the 4 is going to go for the video. So what's going on here is style. Okay, so the color, we're checking, you know, if we uploaded a video. So if the video object, okay, if it exists, the color is going to be a different color. If it doesn't exist, it's going to be gray. So as you can see here, when I press upload, as you can see, it's gray. When I click upload, I'm using HDD, by the way, so I'm still using a hard drive. When I click upload, you know, it's going to change the color when I upload a video. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to explain. When I upload a video, the color will be different. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's click upload. Okay, it's not there yet. So that's if the video exists, this color. If it doesn't exist, this color. That's basically what's going on. Now after that, after the label, here we're showing label, which is our state. Okay, so this label is state. So by default, it's set to upload. As you can see, oops. By default, the state is set upload your video. After that, it's going to change to the video name. Okay, so that's what's going on here. It's set to the default name, and then when we upload, it will change. Okay, and then I'm going to paste in input, and then the type is going to be file, and then name video, ID video, accept video, anything that's out the video, and everything. Okay, that's out the video. And then this input is going to be hidden, but when we click this label, it's going to activate this input, but it's hidden by default, so it's set to hidden. When we click this label, because the 4 is targeting the ID, which is the video here, so the HTML4 for this label should be the same with the ID, because when we click this label, it should activate. Okay, so this here, this whole thing is the label. Okay, so when we click any of this, it's going to activate. Okay, so this is the label, but the input is hidden. Okay, so we haven't done the handle video function yet, but we're going to do that. And then after that, I'm going to do upload button, upload, and then btn. Here I'm going to render a button component. Let's create that component. Actually, let's just do it now. Button.js. Okay, so for the button, React functional component and export. Okay, so we're going to create a button styled. Okay, so make sure you import style components. Okay, so copy this. I'm going to have a few props for the button. I'm going to have a name, icon, on click, disabled. Okay, so we have a lot of props. So here first, I'm going to start with an icon. Okay, icon, and then I'm going to have a name. Okay, so icon and then the name. So now here I'm going to do style. So for the style, the background, I want to set the bg prop background. I'm just going to set that to bg. And then on click, I'm going to set that to on click prop. On click prop, this one. Okay, and then for the type, I'm going to set that to type as well, the prop type. And then finally we have the disabled. Okay, disabled, I'm going to set the disabled prop. So this is the button prop here, the type disabled, but we're going to control the whether it's disabled or not depending on the state. Okay, so now we've done the props. So let's start this button. I'm just going to give it a display flex, font weight, font family, and yeah, that's the just normal standard styling. Display flex, gap of 1 rem, padding, cursor to pointer. On hover, I'm just going to set the color to white and set it to 1, because by default it's set to 0.8 the opacity, and then now I'm setting to 1. Okay, save that. So now I should have access to the button. So make sure you import. I have auto import. So now we just add the props, the button props. So the name, I'm just gonna call it upload, name upload, and then the icon, I'm just gonna set the upload icon coming from Font Awesome. Make sure you download Font Awesome. The background color, give it the like a green color. The type, submit. So disabled is set to loading. So by default, loading is set to false. So the button is not disabled. Okay, because it's false, that means it won't be disabled, because the loading is false. That's the state of loading. But when it's loading, we're going to disable this button. The loading state is going to be true. So disable is going to be true. The button won't be clickable. Okay. So yeah, let's just create the handle video function. So we can see what we have so far. Const handle video. We're going to take the event object as well. We're going to run the e.prevent default, e.prevent default. Okay, so for the handle video, actually for the handle video we don't want to do e.prevent default. For the handle video we want to get the file, but I'll just do clg. I'll just do e. Okay, so now what we're going to do, let's see what we have. So now something's wrong. Go back to the videos. Okay, click upload. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's go to the console. Objects are not valid. Let's find with name bg. Let me see. So make sure you save everything. Button component. I'm just trying to see what's going on. Just give me a sec. Objects are valid. Let me refresh. Let me try this one more time. Okay. Objects are not valid as child. What objects am I? Make sure this in word distraction here. Okay, save. So now let's click upload. Okay, so now it's showing. As you can see, our button is here now. So when I click upload video, now we can select a file. I'm just going to go to another screen. So now we can select a file. Okay, so I can choose any file here, and let's see what we get in the console. Okay, so in the console we get this here, so what we're looking for is e.target.files. So what we should be looking for files, a b c d e f, form data. We're looking for files. Okay, so here, files. Okay, so there's a list of files. We're going to select the first index here. Okay, this is the file. We're going to select the first one, the first index. So, okay, so handle video, in the uploads, we're going to set video to that first object. Okay, set video to the e.target.files, target.files 0. Okay, the first object. And also set label, I'm going to set that to the name of the video. Okay, I'm just gonna put a prefix here. I'm just going to say your video. Okay, and then space, and then I'm going to say plus e.target.files, the first file, and then the name. Okay, as you can see back here, there's a name for the video. Okay, so that's what I want to set the label for. So now let me try to select a video. So when I select a new video now, as you can see, the label changes to the video name. Here's the label. It says your video. Oops. The label is here somewhere. So yeah, it's working anyway. So now we can, select the file. So now let's just style these up, and then we can do the upload later. Okay. So let's start by styling the whole thing. I'm going to set position is to fixed. It's already fixed. Top left 50%, transform translate x and y minus 50 to center this, and then give it a background color and then a width of 40%. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to select the h2, the header h2. I'm going to give it a color and opacity of 0.9, and then a font size of 2 rem. There it is. That's for the h2. And then now I'm going to target the form, the actual form. So for the form, I'm going to do display flex, direction to column, and then give it a gap of 2 rem. Okay, so I want everything to be in a column, and then I'm going to target input control, and then I'm going to do the same thing, display flex, and set everything to column. Okay, so just copy this, paste this. All right, so in there, I'm going to target the input and the text area, and then I'm going to give it a padding, top and bottom 0.8, and give it a border with the gray color, the RGB. You can use any color you want. Okay, and I think we've resetted this already. We don't need this anyway. Okay, save and give it a border radius of 5 pixels. Okay, as you can see, it's looking pretty good so far. And I'm going to target the label. The labels, I'm going to give them font size of 1.2 rem. I'm pretty sure we've done the font size in the global is fine. Give it a color, and then 0.9 for the opacity. Okay, it's looking pretty good so far. So now let's go down and style the inner input. Okay, so we're gonna do dot inner input, which is the label for the upload. Okay, I'm gonna do display flex, align items to center, give it a border 2 and dashed, which is here, the text area here, and the label is centered. Okay, and I'm going to say inner label dot inner label, which is the label. Okay, and I'm going to give it a cursor to pointer. I'm going to center this using flex and give it position of absolute top 0, width 100%, and height 100%. So I want the label to cover the entire text area. So now the label is covering the whole thing. Anywhere we click, we are going to activate the upload. Okay, I'm just going to select the upload button and give it a margin top of 2 rem. Let's go out here all the way down here. You can just select the upload button, give it a margin, display flex end, and there it is. So now with the upload with the upload model, we can select any video and we can upload. All right, so now what we need to do, let's try to when we upload something, so const, we're gonna do a handle upload. Okay, a handle upload function, and then that's where we're going to do the form data. Const handle upload, we're gonna do an async function. Okay, async. So here we're going to say e.prevent default, prevent default. All right, because we're not getting the event. Handle upload, and on submit this form, on submit, I'm going to add that handle upload actually. All right. So now with the handle upload, I'm going to set loading to true. Okay. So if the video is uploading, the loading is going to be true, and the button to submit, this won't be active. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to save. So this button, it won't be active. Okay. When we're uploading. That's let me. Oops. Yep. So it won't be. Oops. I'm supposed to go to local 3001. Okay, so it won't be active as long as we're uploading. Okay. It will be disabled only after we finish uploading. That's when we can, let me show you what I mean. So loading. Where's loading? Let me set to true. Okay, so loading is set to true. Let me upload. So now it's disabled. Okay, because loading is set to true. It's disabled. When you click, it's not working at all. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And then we're going to set that to false after we finish uploading. Okay, so setting is equal to true, and then we're going to create a new form data. So form data is a built-in API for the form data, and then we're going to do form data. We're going to append. Okay, we're going to add. We're going to append the title. So we're going to append the title. Okay, and then here we're going to say e.target.title.value. Okay, for the form data, and then we're going to append the description. Description.value, and then the video is files. It's not the description. It's video files, and then the first file 0. Okay, and then here that's when we need to do our request. So here we're gonna say const response equal to await. Okay, we're going to fetch. We're going to do the fetch API. If you remember, our endpoint to post is called upload. Okay, so this is our endpoint. So the local host is 8000. That's our server. Okay, so here I'm gonna comma, and we're gonna do some headers. Let's do method. It's gonna be post, and then body. We're just gonna send in the form data. Okay, form data. Okay, so here we can COG response, and then we're gonna set the loading. Set loading to false, and also after we upload the video, we want to refetch the data. So let's go to global. What's the name of the function to get all of the videos? We need to send that function so we can access it. So get all videos, and then go back to upload. So for the global, do we have global in here? We don't. Oops, upload. So use global context. So we need to destructure. Okay, so we're gonna do const, and then we're gonna destructure the get all videos. Okay, so we are going to get all of the videos, get videos. Okay, get videos, and let's try to set title to an empty string, and then set description to an empty string, and then set video. Video, let's just set to back to null. And what we also need to do, we can check if we can do this, the submit. We can say if, get rid of this. We can say if title and if title or if title, what else? Let's just do title. If there's a title, that's when we can do this. Okay. All right, so let's do COG response, else just gonna alert. Let's do add title, save. Let's see, upload. Okay, cannot post to upload. Let's F12 this. Let's go back. Let's set API upload localhost fetch method equal to post. Let's see the endpoints. Routes. Okay, so the endpoint is upload API. Okay. Let me say my video, my vid should be video. Let's try to select a file. I'm looking for a shorter file. Saying your video, it didn't change the state. Let me see why. Upload your video, console. Okay, so the state didn't change for the. Okay, so the video is there in the state, but for the set, we're setting the. So what am I changing? The label. So E. So for the label, set to e.target .file name. Target .files .name. Oh, it should be plus actually here. Let's do that. So now let's refresh this. Let's open this. So let's select a video. And open this. Okay, so now it's working, but we need to give it a bit of padding. So you can do it later. You can do it on your own time. But yeah, it's working. The state is changing. I'll say my video, and then I'm going to say test description, and then let's do upload. Okay, so now let's see what error we're getting. To prevent default is not a function because the spelling is incorrect. Okay, let's go back. Let's refresh this again. My video testing. Okay, so now let's select another video. Let's upload this. Okay, so we have an issue. The request. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's go to network. Network. Okay, let's click here. Video upload failed. Title. I don't know what this error is, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Custom string failed. Okay, let me see. Ah, okay, so here we need to I forgot to change the name, description, title, value. So now let's try again. Test. All right. Upload. Okay, perfect. So now there it is. It's working. Okay. So now we can click this video. We can play. All right. So pretty neat. I can go back. Now we can add a new video. Upload. Let's just select a random video. Car 98. And I'm just gonna copy some random data here, and then I'm gonna upload. As you can see, there it is, car 98. So our upload is working. We can play back the video. All right. Yeah, I mean that's it. So we can let's just do this upload button here. We can still replay the video. So let's do the upload button real quick, and then that'll be it for the project. If you have any questions, you can ask me from the description. If you want to request anything, just let me know from the comment section. Button. I'm going to copy this callback function. I'm going to do button. Okay, like so. On click. All right, that's the callback function. I'm just going to add the rest of the props, which is the icons. All right, so now, okay, so that's it for the button. We should have our button. So there it is. We can upload. Actually, I want to also empty the state of the label. Okay, so set label. I'm going to use state. I'm going to set it back to this one. So set label. Okay, so I'll set it back to the default. So let's try to upload a new video. Testing video. This is a test. Okay, open file, and then let's upload this. You can add the padding for this one on your own time. So as you can see, perfect, it's working. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know from the comment section. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one.